What's up, Pickwa, and welcome back to PHS Now. I'm Maddie Bolin, and this year it's New Year, New Us. So we're giving you an inside look at what's been going on here at the high school. We kicked this episode off with Kai Dries talking to Lila about some differences between France and America.
Hey, I'm Kai, and I'm here with
Lila.
And Lila, would you please introduce yourself and give a little bit of background about where you're from?
My name is Lila, I'm 17 and I'm from France.
What was your experience like when you were going to school in France? Like, what type of classes were offered? What days did you go to school? Like, what times did you get out of school? That type of stuff?
We're going to school from like 8 to 6, so it's longer than here. And we can't really choose our classes, like we need to have every classes. It's not the same than here.
So, like, when you said, like, you have school from 8 to 6, like, do you have breaks in between?
Yes,
or
we have breaks. Like, the period, it's 1 hour periods, so it's longer. And sometimes we have 1 hour breaks for it. Sometimes it's 2 hours. It's depends of the day. It's not like here. Like every day is not the same hours. You don't have the same.
So like it varies every day?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So for like what you want to do in the future in terms of your career, like were you inspired to do what you want to do moving forward in France, or have you seen stuff here that has inspired you for your career?
I don't really know what I'm gonna do later, but maybe move in America or like maybe college in America, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do after high school.
That's okay. You still have time to think about it. What were some things you'd do after school in France, even though you'd get off like so late?
In France, I just hang out with my friends. I do homeworks, and sometimes I go to sports. Like, that's it, I think.
Were there like any specific places you hung out with your friends?
Just in the city center. Like, it's not like here because there's a lot of stores in the city center, and it's a big city, so yeah.
What has it been like living with a host family and like kind of like adjusting to their culture and traditions, even though like in America it's not, I mean, a lot of things are just like commercialized and like everything just kind of like bogged down in our culture, but there's still like differences.
Yes, it's very different, like just like the time for it, everything is different. And at first I was nervous because I didn't know them, so it's just weird to like live with people you don't know, but it's a really good family, so now I'm really good with them. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome to hear. Are there any days or festivals that are just massively celebrated in France, or?
Mm-hmm. We have I don't know what to call that in English, but it's musical. It's called the Musical Festival. It's like 3 days, I think.
3 days?
Yes, like 3 evenings. And in all the France, there is a lot of concerts. So that's pretty cool. It's during the summer.
What are the trends you see in fashion when it comes to going to school? Like, what does an average high school kid wear?
I feel like here in high school, a lot of people wear like sweatpants and pajamas. Like, people don't really care. But in France, like, everyone goes like well dressed at school.
Yeah, like they're going above and beyond.
Yes, like they want to show like they have good clothing and things like that. So it's really different.
So like people kind of like show their personality for their clothing, whereas here it's like it's whatever.
Like good, yes.
Well, thank you, Lila, for having an insightful conversation with us, and we hope to see you in more of our community. Do you have any final words?
No, just thank you.
It's no problem.
Now we have Mr. Messick talking to some members of the Academic Challenge team about how their season's been going.
Hi, I'm Mr. Messick, the principal of Piqua High School. I'm here today with our Academic Challenge team, and I'm like time for them to introduce themselves to you.
I'm Jack, part of the varsity team.
I'm Liz.
I'm Matt.
Jack, Liz, and Matt, can you do me a favor and give us your grades, please?
I'm a junior.
I'm a sophomore.
Also sophomore.
All right. So Jack, I want to start with you. Tell me a little bit, a lot of people probably don't know what Academic Challenge is. So can you give me a little insight on Academic Challenge?
Academic Challenge is basically like that one type of game people play, like the trivia games, where you have the buzzers. And basically you're given a random amount of assorted questions, and you basically just have to answer them, and you have to get more points than the other team.
So Liz, can you tell me what are some of the categories that the questions are on?
There's a lot.
Okay.
So there's like life science, physical science, literature, history, geography, anything you can think of.
Really? Now, I think I walked by one of your guys' practices, and there's like even a pop culture type ones and stuff, or culture, I guess. So do you have a favorite topic that you like, that you feel like you're really, really good at?
Probably the sciences.
The sciences? Good, good, good. Matt, what about you? Do you have a favorite one?
I think I'm good at the geography and US history one.
Okay. Now, do you feel like the stuff that you've done in class has kind of prepared you for it, or do you also have outside interest where you study some of this stuff?
Like for history, definitely taking history classes here helps. Like you recognize some of the stuff that you talked about in class. But some of it is just outside things that you're interested in, like geography for me.
Okay, very good. So I guess in geography, we don't really have a geography course anywhere in the Ohio curriculum. So it's something you would have to pretty much learn on your own, isn't it? Good. Jack, what about you? Do you have a favorite topic that you like?
I guess the one I'm best at or most specialized in is probably history. There's world history and then United States history, but
Okay.
I'm also good with most sciences.
Oh, excellent. And so same thing, classes are kind of prepared you for it. Now, do you do stuff outside as well?
I do a lot of stuff outside. Some of it can help if you do it outside. Some of it has helped a lot if you do it in school, like a lot of math questions. You'll see a lot if you took a lot of math courses in school. But like a bunch of history stuff is usually trivial. So there's basically a lot of obscure questions. There's
Okay.
a lot of obscure questions. Like a lot of science questions are really like, who made up this law? What does this law mean? Or something. It's never like describing a law. It's usually like naming something.
I gotcha. Real knowledge-based type questions than analytical. Okay. So, talk to me about, you guys practice obviously for this. So, how often does your team practice? Well, Liz, why don't you take this one for us?
So we practice after school every Tuesday and Thursday, but usually every other Tuesday we have meets.
Okay. And so, you guys practice in Mrs. Watson's room, correct? She's your guys' advisor or your coach, because it is did you know it's recognized as a sport in our league? So you guys are actually like competing in another sport. So, and I think you guys, you got some jerseys, didn't you? Yeah, you got jerseys. So I think Mr. Hare pitched in and got you guys jerseys for your team. I think that's really neat. So Tuesdays and Thursdays in practice, and do you so kind of talk to me a little bit, what is a practice like?
So some practices, if we have like a meet coming up the next week, we'll do we'll go through what we usually do in our meets. So Mrs. Watson, she'll just give us questions and we'll have our buzzers out and we'll answer them as team A and team B.
Okay.
And then other days, we just study. We kind of just go over some categories we're interested in and just try to find new information.
Okay. So Matt, do you, so the people on your team, there's a lot of categories. You guys said, social studies and you said science. Do you have like somebody on the varsity team or on either team A or team B that's like a math person, like, oh, you got to be our math person for this group?
Yeah, I would say we tried to like split it up. What people like, a certain person tries to like study the life science or
I gotcha.
American literature category, so that we have people who know different things.
Excellent. So there's probably like there's strategy to the whole thing. It's just not knowing everything. You just got to know your part. That's good. Now you guys have already had some competitions, correct? All right. So tell me a little bit about that. Who have we competed against so far?
So a lot of like the schools that we compete in, like sports, like Troy, Tip, Sydney, Greenville.
So it's our league. Okay. And so who have you competed against?
So the one we had this Tuesday, I think we went up against Greenville in the first match, and then Troy, I think, in the second or third match.
Okay. Jack, why don't you tell us a little bit? So how did we do in the meets, in the matches? You can be honest.
Not good.
Not good. Now.
Well, it's more complicated than that because
okay.
a lot of it isn't like how smart you are. A lot of it's trivia, a lot of questions repeated. And one of the biggest things there is to it is experience. I'm probably the most experienced person we have on the team, and I'm just a sophomore.
Really?
Yeah. And that's kind of what we need. We need more people to do it more, because if I had to suggest a type of person to like go into this or how to like get good at it, is get people who have an interest in one of the topics already, and then just go to a bunch of meets and learn a bunch of the questions and just do a bunch of the tournaments. That's the best way to get the best players.
So like if you had somebody that was really into, I don't know, up to fine arts. There we go.
Bad at fine arts.
So there you go. So you could be, if you know your fine arts, you could be a rock star.
Yeah.
All right. So, because I think a lot of times people think that it's got to be, oh, you got to be in every AP class to do that, and that's not the case. You just have to know information about the topic that you want to compete in, obviously. But you've had a couple meets, and so have you seen improvement in your team?
Actually, yeah.
Good, because you said you're getting that experience.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I assume we're going to see more improvement, and not a lot of people know that we have this, and I really appreciate you guys coming out and sharing that. And we need to make sure that we get some more kids involved, because, well, obviously, there's some people out there that know these topics, and we need to get them to be a part of the team, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Now we have Will interviewing new teacher Mr. Kopp about his experience at Piqua so far.
Coach Kopp, what made you come to Piqua?
Chip called me when the basketball job opened up, talked about the basketball job and the teaching job, just something that really intrigued me, for a new challenge, a new atmosphere.
What have you enjoyed most about your stint at Piqua?
The people, the staff, the students have been great. They've been great to me, very personable, very welcoming environment. So it's been the people and the relationships.
What do you hope to accomplish as a basketball coach and teacher?
Basketball-wise, hope to get a consistent winning track, get that expectation up. Teacher, been getting to meet the community members more and more every day. Try and get kids to jobs that will lead to careers once they leave high school.
Thank you.
Now we have Kyle and Tony interviewing two members of Interact Club about their involvement in the community.
I'm here with Spencer Ford. Spencer, how long have you been in Interact Club?
This is my first year in Interact Club.
What have you done so far this year in Interact Club?
We have done an Alzheimer's Foundation fundraiser and a Christmas gift fundraiser where we gave gifts to young kids.
And carrying off of that, what's your most memorable moment you've had in Interact Club?
My most memorable moment so far would be when we wrapped the gifts, because it took me forever to figure out how to wrap them.
What made you want to join Interact Club?
I've always enjoyed being part of groups and helping people.
Hey, thank you.
I'm Kyle, and this is...
I'm Hannah. I'm the president of Interact Club.
Why did you join the Interact Club?
I joined my
freshman year. I had heard about it. It was a good club for service and helping people, so I figured it's a good place for me to be.
What do you enjoy about Interact Club?
I like it's a big club. There's a lot of kids in it, so you can really like collaborate and all work together. I think that's really cool to bring all throughout the different grades and work on one project at a time.
So what has the Interact Club done so far?
In previous years, we ran the blood drive. That was a big thing. And then this year we did a fundraiser for Alzheimer's where we sold bracelets. You might have seen the purple bracelets around. And then we also buy Christmas gifts and wrap them and donate them to a local family.
What's the most memorable thing that the Interact Club has done to you?
I think to me the most special thing is the Christmas wrapping, because you get a list of what the kids want and need, and it's really cool to be able to go out and get that and think in your head, oh my gosh, they're going to open this on Christmas morning.
For our final segment, we have Amira and Julia who interviewed some French students about the class.
I'm Glenn and I'm a freshman at Piqua High School.
I'm Kennedy, I'm a freshman at Piqua.
I'm Henry.
I am currently taking French because I thought it'd be a really fun class to take, and so far it really has been.
I joined French to get the credits for school and to just learn the language altogether.
I joined French because my mom went to France and I thought it was really cool.
So far we have learned French-speaking countries, introductions, numbers, the alphabet, and much more. We do a lot of really fun things in here. Currently we're playing Hangman in French.
In French so far we've learned about the human body, the family, like holiday vocabulary and everything. I like having people that I'm like friends with in the class, and it's just a really good like environment in general.
I enjoy French class because it's fun and she has lots of different activities for us.
Thank you for tuning in to the January edition of PHS Now. Everyone here in the media program hopes you had a safe and happy holidays. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again here next month for the February edition. And remember, I'm Maddie.